What is free movement of goods and how does it benefit Hampshire citizens? This is a presentation by Mrs. C. Bradley, Director, Europe Direct, Eastleigh. The four freedoms. Under EU law, everyone who is a citizen of an EU country can exercise four fundamental freedoms, which are free movement of goods, freedom of establishment, freedom to provide services, free movement of people, free movement of capital. So what is free movement of goods? Free movement of goods means that you have the right to trade with and in other EU countries on the same basis as traders trading in their own country. And a key principle is that all trading rules enacted by member states which are capable of hindering, directly or indirectly, actually or potentially intra-community trade are forbidden under EU law. So this covers things like import and export restrictions, promotion or favouring of domestic products, price fixing, and measures which make imports more difficult or costly. So all of those are prohibited or forbidden under EU law. This means that Hampshire businesses can trade with other EU countries without it being more expensive to do so. In theory, this means it should be as easy to trade with other EU countries as it is to trade in the UK. Being able to trade across the EU means that Hampshire businesses have the potential to substantially grow their business. They can access a wide range of products, not just those they can find in the UK, and they don't have to deal with loads of red tape if they want to export to other countries in the EU or even import other goods from other countries in the EU. So how does free movement of goods benefit Hampshire citizens? Free movement of goods benefits the people of Hampshire and it gives them more choice in the food and the products they can buy. So for example, you might have pain au chocolat from France for breakfast, Greek yogurt for a snack, a cheddar and tomato sandwich for lunch with the tomatoes coming from Spain, spaghetti bolognese for dinner with pasta and sauce from Italy. Free movement of goods benefits people in Hampshire in lots of ways. So, for example, how many of these products do you have at home? A car from another EU country. If you have a BMW, a Mercedes, a Fiat, a Volkswagen, a Peugeot or Renault, which are all very common cars in the UK, those actually are all cars that are manufactured in other EU member states and which come in on using the free movement of goods rules. Also, if you have a washing machine from another EU country, for example Indesit, who own Hotpoint and Creda, are actually an Italian company, and Bosch is a German multinational. So free movement of goods is something that everyone benefits from in their everyday lives. It's not some vague EU law concept that has no relevance to your life. It's something that you deal with every single day in terms of the products available to you. For example, if you own a car manufactured by Volkswagen, like say a camper van, Fiat, Honda, Renault, Peugeot, BMW or Mercedes, then those cars were probably made in another EU country and imported to Hampshire via Southampton docks under the free movement of goods rules. Similarly, if you own a Creda or a Hotpoint cooker or washing machine, or you have a Bosch sort of cookware or Le Creuset cookware, then it was probably manufactured in another EU country, shipped through Southampton docks and then sold locally under the free movement of goods rules. In a more very day-to-day example, if you make spaghetti bolognese at home or tuna mayo, then the pasta is probably made in Italy and shipped to the UK and sold by shops and supermarkets under the free movement of goods rules. And the tuna would actually come as a result of a trade agreement between the EU and countries that have tuna as part of their normal fish stocks. Also, a lot of the fruit and vegetables we get in the UK are imported into the UK from warmer EU countries, such as Seville oranges from Spain, which are used in making marmalade. Tomatoes and vegetables such as courgettes, peppers, avocados, etc. are imported from the Mediterranean countries because they're obviously warmer and they grow there naturally. And all of these products come in under the EU free movement rules. As a result of the free movement of goods rules, we've access to fresh fruit and vegetables for longer, which benefits people's health as there are a wider variety of fruit and vegetables to choose from if you want your 5 a day. Also means that we have access to fruits like raspberries and strawberries for a longer period than we would have them available if we only had them from the UK. So as well as giving Hampshire citizens more choice, free movement of goods benefits consumers as the products are often cheaper because traders can benefit from economies of scale as they're trading across the EU and they're not limited to trading solely within their own country. Free movement also benefits local businesses as they have the right to export to other EU countries without having to pay export duties. So, for example, to give a local example, Southampton docks expanded last year due to car exports increasing in the region thanks to the free movement rules. So free movement gives consumers more choice, but also benefits businesses as they can export to other EU countries. The basic principle of free movement of goods is that goods lawfully marketed in one member state should be admitted into any other state without restriction, unless the state of import can justify not allowing the goods in on the grounds of public morality, for example, forbidding certain pornographic material coming into the UK, public policy, public security, and finally, protection of health and life of humans, plants, or animals. So those are the 4 grounds in which the state can say, no, we are not accepting these goods. This principle benefits both Hampshire businesses and their families, and also just people generally living in Hampshire. If you're a local business and you're interested in trading with other EU countries, where can you find out further information? You can go to http://europe.eu/sell-abroad/index_en.htm. Where can you go for help if you think your free movement of goods rights are being restricted? Now, in that situation, you should contact Solvit. Solvit is a free service that people can contact if they feel that public authorities are not applying EU law correctly. They normally aim to get problems sorted within 10 weeks, and it's absolutely free. So to find out more, go to http://ec.europa.eu/solvit/index_en.htm. If you've got a specific query, you can also speak to an expert on EU law via the Your Europe service. So you can get information that's tailored to your specific problem and which is given by a lawyer. In conclusion, free movement of goods benefits both consumers and businesses in Hampshire, the UK. In terms of consumers, it gives local customers more choice of goods and products. It also offers local businesses the opportunity to trade with 27 other EU countries, which gives them access to 500 million potential consumers or customers, and this helps promote jobs and growth in the region. The free movement of goods are a good thing, and they're one of the key benefits of EU membership. Thank you for your attention. I hope you found that presentation on free movement of goods useful, and if you've got any questions, please contact us at Europe directly. Thank you.